Our story today is titled The Gene That Waited. Daniel's father didn't leave him money, advice, or a legacy. He left him a 50% chance of a fatal genetic disease. When Daniel turned 18, his father handed him an envelope. Inside was a folded sheet of paper and a single sentence underlined in blue ink. You have a 50% chance. No explanation, no comfort, just probability. Daniel grew up knowing something lived quietly in their family tree. It had taken his grandmother in her 40s. It had taken his uncle before 50. And now it was slowly taking his father. At first, it was subtle. Dropped keys, forgotten words, mood swings that didn't match the moment. Then came the movements, small jerks of the fingers, a twitch in the jaw. By the time Daniel was 16, his father's body moved as if invisible strings were pulling it unpredictably. The doctors called it Huntington's disease. Daniel called it the shadow. Huntington's disease is caused by a mutation in the HTT gene located on chromosome 4. But this is not a typical mutation. It is something called a trinucleotide repeat expansion. Inside the HTT gene, a sequence of 3 DNA letters, CAG, repeats itself. In most people, this CAG segment repeats between 10 to 35 times. But in individuals with Huntington's disease, the CAG sequence repeats 36 times or more. Sometimes 40, sometimes 50, sometimes higher. The more repeats, the earlier the disease often begins. This is called anticipation, when the condition appears earlier or more severely in the next generation, especially when inherited from the father. The inheritance pattern is autosomal dominant. That means if one parent carries the mutated gene, each child has a 50% chance of inheriting it. No skipping generations, no carriers without risk. If you inherit it, the disease will eventually develop. When Daniel opened that envelope at 18, the paper inside wasn't a diagnosis. It was information about genetic testing. His father's handwriting trembled at the bottom. I didn't test until I was 32. I wanted to live first. You decide your own timing. That was the cruelest part. Huntington's doesn't show symptoms at birth, or at 10, or even 20. It waits. It allows you to build dreams. Then, slowly, it begins to take them apart. Daniel chose not to test. Not yet. He went to university. He fell in love with a girl named Ada. He told her on their 3rd date, I might have Huntington's. She didn't flinch. Then we deal with it when it comes, she said. But the question lingered between them. Should they have children? Should he test first? Should they risk passing it on? Because if Daniel carried the expanded HTT gene, each child would again face that same 50% chance. At 28, Daniel dropped a glass in the kitchen. It shattered. His hand had jerked unexpectedly. He froze. Ada noticed. Are you okay? He nodded. But later that night, he stared at his reflection. Was that movement voluntary, or was it beginning? It doesn't arrive dramatically. It creeps. At 30, Daniel walked into a genetic counseling clinic. Testing for Huntington's disease is straightforward. A blood sample, DNA sequencing, counting the number of CAG repeats in the HTT gene. But emotionally, it is one of the heaviest genetic tests a person can take. Because there is currently no cure, no way to stop the mutated Huntington protein from gradually damaging neurons in the brain, especially in regions controlling movement, cognition, and behavior. The genetic counselor didn't rush. She had done this before, many times. but she never treated it like routine. Daniel sat across from her in a quiet office painted in calming colors that did nothing to calm him. She folded her hands gently. "Daniel," she began, "we analyzed your HTT gene and counted the number of CAG repeats." He nodded, barely breathing. In individuals without Huntington's disease, the repeat count is typically under 36. Between 36 and 39, there can be reduced penetrance, meaning some people may develop symptoms later or more mildly. But when the repeat number reaches 40 or higher, the disease is considered fully penetrant. That means the individual will develop Huntington's disease at some point in their lifetime. She turned the paper toward him. "You have 42 CAG repeats." Silence. 42 CAG repeats, she continued gently. "That is above the disease threshold. It confirms that you carry the expanded HTT mutation." Daniel stared at the page, but the letters blurred. "It does not tell us exactly when symptoms will begin," she added softly. "But based on your repeat size, onset is often in adulthood, commonly between the 30s and 40s. He exhaled slowly. He sat in the car for an hour before driving home, not crying, just breathing. When Daniel told Ada, she held his face gently. She said, "We still have choices. Modern medicine offers something his grandmother never had: pre-implantation genetic testing, PGT. Through IVF, embryos can be tested for the HTT mutation before implantation. Only embryos without the expanded CAG repeats are selected. The cycle of inheritance can be broken." Daniel realized something powerful. The gene may live in him, but it did not have to live beyond him. Over the next few years, subtle symptoms progressed. Occasional imbalance, moments of mental fog. But Daniel also became fiercely intentional. He recorded videos for future milestones, birthday messages, graduation speeches. He ran when his legs allowed it. He laughed loudly. He chose presence over fear. Because Huntington's doesn't take you overnight. It slowly rewrites the brain over 10 to 25 years, and Daniel refused to let it steal the years before that. Through IVF and genetic testing, Daniel and Ada welcomed a daughter. Her HTT gene showed 18 CAG repeats, well within the normal range. The shadow stopped there. For the first time in 3 generations, a child was born free from the mutation. Daniel held her and whispered, "It ends with me." Huntington's disease is not just a neurological condition. It is a generational weight. Daniel's story reminds us that DNA carries history, but it does not erase choice. Some genes are inherited, but courage is created. And sometimes, the bravest thing a person can do is face the envelope.